Hey friends, today we are going to talk about Mars. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun. It has its color red because of the presence of ferric oxide. Its gravity is one third that of the Earth. Now, I am saying its gravity is one third. That means that when you will jump on the surface of the Mars, you will be remaining in the air for a longer time than on the Earth. Now it has its two of the ice caps, one in the north and other in the south. The water here can't exist in free state because of low atmospheric pressure, and if its whole ice on the caps melt, then whole surface of the Mars would be covered with water. The soil of the Mars has magnesium, chlorine, potassium, sodium, which are essential for the growth of plants. But don't try to grow their plants because there is no free water present there. Now imagine that you are in a space shuttle which is ready for launch and you have taken off successfully. But when you will enter in the space, it will take you about 200 to 300 days to reach there. You also have to be very accurate in your calculations, as when you will reach there, it would have basically shifted from its original position, as it is also revolving around the sun like Earth. But we imagine that your calculations are fabulous and you have reached there safely. Now, the first thing you will see there is red sand, and more luckily, you will see there the InSight rover which is exploring Mars for air. Nothing else you will see there. Now, better be safe from their dust storms. They are deadly and large. If you are trapped in one of them, you are likely to die, as these dust storms continue for months and they are humongous. Canyons on Mars are one of the largest canyons found on the solar system. One of its largest canyon is Valles Marineris, which is about 700 kilometers long, 20 kilometers wide, and 2 kilometers deep. Now the question arises, what do you hear at Mars? Literally, you hear nothing there except the sound of their winds, which flow at the speed of 160 kilometers per hour. Now close your eyes and imagine you are there, and now hear the sound of these Martian winds. You might be thinking that life on the Mars is boring and is not possible. First of all, there is some of the important and the interesting facts to be known. The life on the Mars was possible about 200 to 300 billion years ago. It is said that the oceans were flowing on the Mars and the atmosphere was relatively thick with some amount of oxygen. That means the life was possible. But it is just an estimate. Then it was said that there was an unfortunate strike with the asteroids which caused the depleting of the atmosphere, and by this it was struck by some of the strongest solar winds, due to which most of the water evaporated and the remaining water freezed due to the biting cold. Thus, the temperature ranges from minus 60 degrees Celsius to minus 125 degrees Celsius, and in summers from 20 degrees Celsius to minus 100 degrees Celsius. Now, I said this all things are estimated. These are estimated due to the landforms of Mars. The Mars canyons, if seen carefully, are having gully-like structures which are thought to be formed due to the flowing water which was present about millions of years ago. The other facts are that Some of the minerals have been found there which are only present in water, which proves that the water was flowing on the Mars, thus the life was possible on Mars. Now, I said the oceans were present billions of years ago. Now, what if you was there billions of years ago on the surface of Mars and was diving into their oceans? Nothing would be of much difference between of Earth and Mars diving, but the splashing of the water would be greater on Mars than of the Earth due to low gravity, and the water on the Mars would be a little bit marshy as well as muddy. Now, when you will see at the night sky, you will have a great look of Mars' two moons, Deimos and Phobos. These two moons are of Mars. Phobos is a bit larger than Deimos and orbits only about 37,000 miles above surface. It revolves around Mars 3 times a day and Deimos takes 30 hours for it. Phobos is gradually moving inwards, thus it likely to be getting crashed about 50 million later, or it would crash above the surface of the Mars, causing to form rings like Saturn. If you stand on Phobos, Mars would take its most of the view. That is the reason NASA is trying to send its robots for better observation of Mars from there. When you are standing on Phobos, the gravity of Phobos is 1 over 1000 times less. Thus, you will weight very less and feel lighter than on the Earth. Now, there have been many explorations on the Mars surface. There are many rovers sent there. Some of them are Opportunity, Phoenix, recently Insight, and one was more, that is Curiosity. Now, the seasons on the Mars are same like the seasons on Earth. These seasons are same due to their tilt are approx same and the period of the rotation of one is almost the same. But the season's duration is twice on the Mars than on the Earth because the time of revolution around the Sun, that is its 1 year, is quite long than of the Earth. The atmosphere of the Mars have 96% of CO2, 1.96% of argon, 1.89% of nitrogen and 0.02% of oxygen. So here I end. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and share this video, and at the end subscribe and press the bell icon for getting more of the notifications of my videos.